Hey you all, and good morning. Carpetbagger here, coming to you live from the South. More specifically, we are in Music City, Nashville, Tennessee. And going to be exploring Nashville today, maybe going to a few different spots here in the Nashville area. But tomorrow, I will be getting up, I will be looking at my phone, and whichever city you guys have voted for me to travel next, the choices are Birmingham, Alabama, Atlanta, Georgia, or Asheville, North Carolina. Whichever one of those wins the vote, I will be traveling to that city. But today we're here in Nashville, so I wanted to stop and see a few things. I wanted to start out here with Third Man Records. This is Jack White's record shop. Jack White of the White Stripes. Back when I was younger, probably in my 20s, I listened to probably the White Stripes almost exclusively. I was a huge fan of the band. Actually went and got a chance to go see them in concert. I bought literally every album they had and listened to them nonstop on CDs in my car. And so they got a cool little shop here. Where is it? It's right there. Let's head inside. Follow me. You see that big radio tower there on top of the record shop. It is Third Man Records, Novelties, and Lounge. So let's head inside. So they have some really cool little machines here at the record shop. They do have a mold-o-matic machine, which actually they call the wax-o-matic. Unfortunately, they said is currently not operational. You can see they have it propped up there. The mold is propped up. It's actually a mold of Jack White's guitar. You can see, make your own red hot molten model of Jack White's 1964 Montgomery Ward's airline guitar. So I'm not going to be able to make it. I do have a couple of these guitars. There is some scraps there of misfired guitar molds there. So yeah, I do. Sadly, we can't do it today, but I do have a couple of the guitar molds at home. You have some various merchandise here for Jack White's different bands. You have that. It's a White Stripe shirts there. I love the Tin Man there on the shirt. Then you have the Raconteurs. That's the band he started, I think, the same time that he was playing in the White Stripes. And then just some straight up Jack White merch. But I think my favorite here is the White Stripes tiki mugs there. Looks like Jack there in a voodoo hat. And here we have the Third Man Records Monkey Band. Let's see if we get the monkeys to play. Gotta put a quarter in there. Oh, there they go. It's the monkeys. Oh. I don't know what song they're dancing to, but look at those monkeys go. And this is really cool. Right here they have a record your voice automatic recording studio. You can actually step inside here. They said that it's $20 to make your own record. It makes a record like this with your voice on it as you talk into this microphone. I actually did record one of these once upon a time. I have it somewhere at home. Actually, I don't know where I put the records. It tells you some suggestions on what you can record. You can sing your favorite song. You can send greetings to a relative or family back home. Talk about where are you now? Who are you with? What are your plans? What have you done? Enjoying yourself? What are you going to sing or recite? So yeah, this is a really cool piece of music history right here. There's a listening booth over here. I guess you can take records into here to give them a listen before you make your final purchase. Now I'd play some of these records for you, but you know, they have They're probably copyright, so sadly I can't let you listen to them. And here's the mascot of Third Man Records, little robot there named Manny. Let's see him go here. Oh, look at him dance. Oh, that's cool. He's a great little dancer. So I'm not sure exactly what this is here. You can see it's almost like a mirror. You can see hello everybody. There's all these buttons to press. Let's see. I guess you can change the color. Oh, I just reversed. So now I'm a true mirror. That's interesting. Got so many buttons here. Oh, look at that. My head's connected to my head. Okay, now we're back. Now we're back to normal. What do these buttons here do? Oh, there we go. Flipped upside down. There we go. Back to normal. Okay, what happened there? Okay. What's this? Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I want to mess with that. What's this? This is Bumble Buzz? This is crazy. Let's see the trumpet player there. And who's this little guy here? There's some marionettes from the wearing the Icky Thump outfits. There's an axe bar here called Bad Axe. Of course, axe bars where you have a few beers and then you toss some axes against a target while you're at it. What's interesting here is the collection of music celebrities wielding axes. I think you got Taylor Swift with some axes. Ray Charles with an axe. Yeah, you want him just winging that axe across the bar. And even have Loretta Lynn here, a axe wielding Loretta Lynn. And then Johnny Cash over here right by the target, which is a dangerous place to stand. Here is the Marathon Auto Works building. This used to be a factory that manufactured automobiles, but now it is the home to several shops. One of the shops here is Antique Archaeology. This is actually a antique store belonging to the guys from American Pickers. Now there was a point in time when I would binge American Pickers. It was one of my favorite shows. Although the whole time I always kind of felt it was Mike and Frank. I always kind of felt I wasn't quite comfortable with how they bragged about ripping people off. It always made me a little uncomfortable. I actually have I don't know if you'd even call it a cameo, but on two different occasions they used my photography on the show. They used a picture I took of a moonshine still, and then used a picture I took of a Biltmore dairy sign, and just used those, you know, as they're explaining things, they pop up my picture. So I technically have two non-physical appearances on the show where they use my photography. They didn't pay me anything, but so yeah, I have kind of a love-hate relationship with the show. I remember there was an episode where they visited the Museum of Appalachia, which is one of my favorite museums in it's in, I think, Clinton, Tennessee, and they had Harrison Mays jars. Now, if you've been following this channel, I've talked about Harrison Mays before. He's a traveling preacher who would put concrete crosses in the ground. Not the same traveling preacher, not Bernard Coffindaffer, whose crosses I've shown on this road trip. Harrison Mays is a separate preacher that planted crosses. But anyways, he would also put like religious writings in bottles and throw them into rivers so that people would find them. And the Museum of Appalachia had a bunch of these jars. They have a great exhibit on Harrison Mays. And the American Pickers bought the jars from the museum and then just took the notes out and sold the jars. So I don't know, it feels like more about, you know, obviously more about making money than history. I'm sorry if that's a too spicy take. But anyways, let's check out the shop here. Actually, I also visited their shop in Iowa when I visited. That was actually the last year's Choose My Adventure road trip. So let's go check out the shop. Now they do sell a lot of merchandise here, but also they have some pretty cool antiques. I noticed that the merchandise is all labeled Antique Archaeology, Keep Picking America. They don't actually have any merchandise from the show. Wonder if there's like a legal reason for that. And this Mountain Dew mascot hillbilly would definitely be going home with me if he wasn't $1,800. But man, that is pretty cool. And look at this, there's a little coin-operated band here. It's in a pretty rough shape. They don't want us to touch it because it could probably just fall apart if we did. But yeah, they have a whole little band in there. That'll just set you back about $2,000. But hey, it's a project. It's a fixer-upper. You can see how the curtain open and close there. This broken gun here belonged to Charlie Rich, country music singer, who broke it when he was in an argument with his wife. Which sounds pretty scary, but apparently he was angry and slammed the gun against something and broke it in half. I don't know, your rage is out of control when you're snapping guns in half. It's a giant shoe that was used as a display in a cobbler shop. And look at this, it's my friend Bimbo. Bimbo's 3-ring circus. Sadly, this Bimbo is not in working order, but normally it would play music. Bimbo would sing, its mouth would open and sing, and then use these buttons to control Bimbo's arms and legs and make Bimbo dance. It's really, really fun. They have one at the Beat a Mystery House. It's a cowboy shooting target there. You can see he actually has glowing eyes. I guess the eyes glow depending on whether or not you shoot them or not. We have a carousel horse wearing a stocking cap. A taxidermied alligator dangling from the ceiling. Looks like he's got an old crow in his mouth. I think I actually remember this giant ominous head. I think they actually purchased that from an old Masonic temple. A wooden pinball table here. And this is the original style of pinball machine where there's no flippers. They had to later introduce flippers into the design because as it is here, it was considered a game of luck. You didn't know where the ball was going to go. But once you added those flippers, it became a game of chance and therefore was not considered gambling. We have the Hollywood Candid Camera. I'm not sure what that is, if it's from the Candid Camera TV show. It says, look inside. If we look down there, I see a mirror. I don't know if that's the intention or if it used to do something else. Oh, this is pretty cool. This is a jacket that actually belonged to Evel Knievel. This is some sort of automaton here. We have a magician, and looks like there's a rabbit peeking out of that stand. So I guess when he was working, he would probably tap his wand to make the rabbit arise. And I do like this cool old diver's helmet. I just don't know when I would ever wear it. A big old moose head there over the exit. In the hallways here, they actually have some of the old equipment from the auto factory. Here's some relics from a steamboat that were sunk in the Tennessee River in 1913. Pieces of the ship that are just an old sink. We've driven over here to Cooter's. Of course, there is a Cooter's in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. They also have one over here in Nashville. You can see the tow truck there. Cooter being the tow truck driver from Dukes of Hazzard. The actor that played Cooter actually opened up the Cooter's stores. So the store sells a lot of merchandise from the Dukes of Hazzard show and also has a museum as well. And here we have the model of a bedroom of a child that is obsessed with the Dukes of Hazzard. Literally everything in the bedroom here is Dukes of Hazzard related. See the little guy there playing race cars on that track. He's got some posters of Daisy Duke hanging above his little race car bed there. Got those great Halloween costumes there, the schmuck and mask style. Yeah, almost everything in this kid's room is in some way related to the Dukes of Hazzard. With the General Lee big wheel there. You can see the museum section here. We have a lot of merchandise, toys, t-shirts, and various things from the Dukes of Hazzard, which was a cultural phenomenon about the South, about moonshiners in the South. Little plushies of the vehicles from the show. You have the General Lee there. It has that Confederate flag on the top, which, you know, has certainly become controversial in more modern times. And then the Boss Hogg car there with the antlers on the front. You can see that tent there meant to look like Cooter's garage. And then down here we have a little model of this very store that we are in, Cooter's. This is the door from Uncle Jesse's house. They filmed in Covington, Georgia. That's the actual where they filmed the first 5 episodes. This was actually used in those episodes. This ceramic pitcher was actually screen used in the Dukes of Hazzard. And yeah, I love these old masks made of that like brittle plastic. And there we have masks from the Duke boys. Here is a superhero costume. And Waylon Jennings wrote the theme song for the show. And here is the Dukes of Hazzard game signed by Waylon Jennings. Here is some Daisy Duke memorabilia. She was a kind of had a farmer's daughter type look to her. She wore super short jeans. They became known as Daisy Dukes. As a matter of fact, there's a pair of her Daisy Duke jeans right there. Yeah, so much merchandise. It's almost overwhelming how much merchandise was produced for this show. And I think this might be the strangest. We have General Lee soap. Little bars of soap with Confederate flags meant to look like the car from the show. There's the town of Hazzard there. We have the ghost of Boss Hogg looming above the town. And we have the service station. And over here, you can see the car getting ready to go on a giant jump, as it was known to do. Also have a little moonshine still over there as well. Now you can pay $10 to have your picture taken in replicas of the cars from the show. We have the sheriff's car there. Looks like they have arrested that dog. He's in handcuffs. The hood of a General Lee there, as well as the door. And here are the smashed insides of a original General Lee. Of course, they smashed tons of these cars while they were making the show. So there's the remnants right there. And then this piece of carpet says it's actually from Boss Hogg's office. If I'd have come in March, I could have met Tom Wopat. And there is one of the most iconic movie cars or TV cars of all time, the General Lee. We see the ghost of Uncle Jesse looming over top of it. And the final vehicle back here is Daisy Duke's Jeep. And look at this, the back's even full of daisies. You know, there really is a lot of Confederate flags in here. And right next to Cooter's, we have Willie Nelson and Friends Museum Showcase and General Store. I guess there is a tenuous connection, as Willie Nelson did play Uncle Jesse in the 2000 era remake of Dukes of Hazzard. But let's check out Willie Nelson's place here. We have some moonshine scented candles. I don't know, if you've ever smelled moonshine, you might be curious on why someone would want their house to smell like moonshine. It's a souvenir t-shirt here. It says, "Have a Willie nice day." Have a Willie nice day. Some Willie Nelson coffee cups, Willie Nelson lapel pin, and even a Willie Nelson headband with attached braids. Of course, Willie, always known to be a big fan of the marijuana. And look what we have here. We have a Willie Nelson fortune teller. She says old miner there, but clearly that is Willie Nelson, judging by that bandana and braids. Let's give Willie a dollar here.
You may have heard this, but Willie Nelson's here to tell you that you better believe it. I take it not only one day at a time, but one moment at a time, and keep at that pace. If you can be happy right now, then you'll always be happy, because it's always in the now. But first, give me some more silver coins and I'll give you a fortune.
You can bring home some Willie Nelson dilled green beans, or some spicy chipotle olives, or even some pickled Brussels sprouts. Yeah, let's go ahead and check out the Willie Nelson and Friends Museum. So yeah, this is a museum not only featuring Willie Nelson, but more than 30 other country music legends. Right here in the center of the museum, we have Willie Nelson's pool table. Said that this was in his recording studio, and him and his country music friends would all play pool together. So just imagine all the different country musicians that have played pool at this table. There is one of Dolly Parton's trademark dresses. I've actually seen Dolly up close, a very teeny tiny person. If you can see kind of how tiny that dress is. Here's a booth from Tootsie's Orchid Lounge. And what it explains is that all the big country musicians would hang out at Tootsie's after shows at the Grand Ole Opry, the Ryman Auditorium there, the original home of the Grand Ole Opry. They would come out the back, and then Tootsie's was right there. So they have Tootsie's outfit here, the schmuck and whistle. They said she would blow the whistle when it was time, when the bar was closing. And there is her famous hairpin. Apparently she would pull it out of her hair and stick it in people who were too drunk or rowdy. So yeah, Tootsie seemed very, very militant in the way that she ran her bar. Here we have Patsy Cline's jacket, as well as some other of her items and jewelry. And it says, has her last pay stub there from the Grand Ole Opry. You have some of Willie Nelson's furniture here. But I was saying, what's interesting is that apparently this rug here was used. He would travel with this rug and have it rolled out onto stage when he played. It's a Texas flag. And it says that you can see his footprints, and the circle there is from the microphone stand. So that was where the microphone stand would sit, and he put it in the same spot every time. So that's why that spot is discolored. And then yeah, you can see his footprints there from where he would stand. Sculpture of Willie Nelson on that organ, wearing a top hat. You have all these different displays on different country musicians. Here's David Allan Coe's hat and boots, Of course, every time I've ever been to a karaoke bar, someone has always sang, "You never even call me by my name." Here's some flashier country outfits. I wish country musicians still dressed like this. This is the suit of Spec Rhodes. Looks like he was a comedic country character. There's one of Porter Wagner's very flashy outfits. He had the wagon wheels and covered wagons embroidered on his jacket. Actually, Dolly Parton got really big while appearing on the Porter Wagner show, and apparently she had bigger offers, bigger dreams to chase, and wanted out of her contract. And Porter Wagner did not want to let her out of her contract initially because she was his cash cow. But then Dolly wrote the song, "I Will Always Love You." She sang it to Porter Wagner, and he was moved to the point where he let her out of her contract, and she would go on to become the massive icon she is today. Here is an episode of the Porter Wagner show. It says this is loaded up and ready to be played on an old school television broadcasting system. Have some of Willie's clothes here. Willie Nelson's pants, his jeans and denim jacket, his jogging shoes, and that's one of his red, white, and blue guitar straps. And this guitar here is from Willie's first appearance on the Grand Ole Opry. You can see the Grand Ole Opry microphone stand there. I always, when I think of Willie Nelson, I always think of how that his trademark guitar with the big hole in it. But I guess this was not that. This was a guitar that he played for the Grand Ole Opry, but not his most iconic guitar, which I imagine that one he's still playing. Here is the Waylon Jennings display. It has Waylon Jennings trademark sunglasses there. And just to tie everything together with this trip, remember that Waylon Jennings at one point owned Cocaine Bear. You can see a flat Willie there. And yeah, you can see the guitar there. His trademark guitar has the whole big hole in it from being played so much. Some outfits from some country music ladies. There's Tammy Wynette's dress, Tanya Tucker's, and Barbara Mandrell. I've never heard of Lloyd Lindroth before, but man, what a jacket that is. Now it is time for another edition of Gas Station Dinner, where I try to construct myself a meal comprised solely of things I find at a gas station. Decided to check out Mapco, which appears to be a local gas station to the Nashville region. Here on the roller grill, we have these are called tornadoes. I guess they're similar to taquitos. Looks like it's like a crispy shell with meat inside, and then a Nashville hot chicken roller bites. Are you supposed to put these on a bun? I think I might have to go with this because we are in Nashville, so I should get some Nashville hot chicken. They got hot dogs, Polish sausages, and tamales as well. I think we will skip the Pocky One Chip Challenge for tonight. Now, beef jerky is always kind of expensive at gas stations. It's $9 for that bag, $20 for this larger bag right here. But what I really did want to grab is one of these Big Mama sausages. These are probably, this is like my go-to gas station stack. So it is time for our Mapco gas station dinner. We've got some roller grill items here. I got a tamale there, as well as the Nashville chicken tornado. I guess I couldn't tell if you're supposed to put it in the bun or not. I think no, but maybe. Leave a comment in the comment section. Was I supposed to leave this in a bun Or is this supposed to be a, just eat it like a log? Okay. Well, it's very processed chicken, not surprisingly. But, yeah. It's almost like a, yeah, almost like a artificial crab leg made out of chicken. But, yeah. A little bit of spice on there. I don't know if that necessarily, yeah, it's got, I would call it Nashville hot. It's got that zesty, salty spice to it. I'm gonna have to, a little something to drink here. Yeah, trying to try drinks I have not tried before. It says Topo Chico. I don't know, where do they make this? Monterrey, Mexico, apparently. I've seen this before, but I've never had Topo Chico. I'm really not even sure what it is. It says twist of grapefruit. So we'll see here. Okay. It doesn't have a lot of sweetness to it. It's almost like a LaCroix, but actually, I actually think I like that better than a LaCroix. It's nice. As far as like flavored water, I'm not big into the flavored waters. But that's decent. That's decent. I think with food I can eat that. Or drink that, sorry. Oh, I just dropped the lid. Okay, you got the tamale there is in a little plastic bag. It's also wrapped in a corn husk there. Oh, I don't think you're supposed to eat the corn husk. But there we go. Got the tamale. That's good. I think a tamale is it's got like little meat and flour in it. I haven't had that many tamales in my life, but I think that's a decent tamale. Oh, and just to keep things like all together here, this was about $15 worth of food. So you compare that to what you get at a fast food place. Now these are my favorite. These Big Mama sausages. Don't get the spicy ones, they're too spicy. But this is like a road trip classic. The taste of the sausage, it tastes like the open road to me. Yeah, it's got kind of a bright pink color to it, but yeah, these are my favorite. It's got like a lot of vinegar in it. Really vinegar, tangy flavor. These are so good. And you want to add some nuts to the meal. Got these sweet cayenne barbecue cashews. Used to really love cashews back in the 80s, late 80s, early 90s. Cashews were really expensive. They're really rare. Well, it's not that big of a deal, but I always loved cashews when I was a kid. I remember sometimes you get cashews in like baskets for Christmas. Yeah, sweet cayenne barbecue cashews. It's not that flavorful. You can taste a little bit of like spicy dust on there, but okay, some of them are more flavorful than others. You gotta like, you shake the bag, make sure they get all that sweet cayenne dust on them. Pretty good, but not overly flavorful. It tastes a lot just like a slightly spicy cashew. And then for dessert, try the Cinnamon Toast Crunch popcorn. Now, when I was a kid, the Cinnamon Toast Crunch, that was, I thought, one of the premier cereals. Probably one of the sugariest of the cereals. Actually, I remember in the 1980s, they made a cereal called S'mores that was like, it had the flakes like this, but it had chocolate and marshmallows in it, and that was my absolute favorite cereal of all time. Yeah, Cinnamon Toast Crunch was always a good cereal. That tastes exactly like Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Like the frosting on there is basically all the flavors of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And I don't eat that much cereal. these days. All right, so a delicious dinner here at Mapco. If you guys have other gas stations you'd like me to try, other gas station dinners you'd like me to try to put together, leave a comment in the comment section and we'll see what we can put together as we travel that long, lonesome road. One of the less glamorous aspects of being on the road, trying to get laundry done on the road. And this was no small feat. I've been trying to do laundry for a few days now. The hotels I've been staying in didn't have laundry machines. I called ahead to this one, found out they did have a laundry machine, but then when I got in, they didn't have any change at the counter. They said come back in the morning and they'd have change. So I came down in the morning, they didn't have change. I went to Walmart because I figured they would have change. When I made some purchases, I asked for cash back, and I said, can I get some quarters? They told me that they could give me $2 in quarters, but to do laundry, it cost $5 in quarters. So I went to customer service at Walmart, and I said, hey, could you help me out? I have some money here. Could you give me quarters so I can go do laundry? And they said no, they were not allowed. They're not allowed to give quarters. So went to a gas station, which they actually were finally able to give me the remaining quarters that I needed to be able to do laundry. Although it struck me, there was a gentleman in front of me who was trying to buy a Gatorade, and he had a $100 bill, and they wouldn't take his $100 bill. They said, we can't make change for that. And I was just thinking, is money not a thing anymore? Back in the day, money was money. You had money, and you could use it to spend things. You get change. Is the change shortage still a thing? I don't know. It's frustrating. It's frustrating trying to, just trying to get a simple thing like laundry done on the road. And I tell you what, I tell people this: when you live on the road, when you are nomadic, people expect you to not be. People expect you to have a home base. I always run into situations where people want to mail me something or want to send something to my house. I tried to have mail sent to Jen's house, and then I got rejected because my name wasn't on the mailbox. It's a whole thing trying to live on the road. So I'm gonna get this laundry folded. I'm gonna edit this video that you're watching right now, and then I'm gonna try to get some rest. And then tomorrow I'll get up, I'll look at my phone, and whatever city wins the poll, I will head to that city. Appreciate you guys watching. Was this last part here, was this too grumpy? Am I complaining too much? Is this annoying? I'll stop. But thank you so much for your support. Of course, if you want to help the channel, consider Patreon, consider buying enamel pins. All that information is in the description of this video. And it helps to keep this train on the track, this boat in the water, and this dirigible in the air. Till next time, my friends. Until tomorrow morning. This one's in the bag.